Hello. Hello, everybody. How you doing today? Okay. Where we had a little bit of a scheduling change. I was supposed to be on today, or not today. I was supposed to be on tomorrow with Valerie at Illumination Portal, but there's been a scheduling conflict. So we're going to hopefully reschedule it sometime in the upcoming month. That I went ahead and I wanted to go ahead and hop on here so that we could do some pure energy clearing today. And this is going to be focused primarily on our animal family members, but it's also, humans are critters too. So don't panic too much about that. Hi, how you doing, Carl? Long time no see, huh? Yep. Okay, so I wonder if you could do a reading for me for my kitty cat. I normally don't, but the main thing is since I did work on him previously, we'll see if he actually comes through or not. If he does, then I'll give you a reading, and if not, what I might do is just pull like a single card for you. But let me see if I can get a hold of him. Can you remind me what color was he? Because I've got like three different colored cats that are all pushing forward. Two colored cats. I've got a ginger or an orange marmalade color kitty, and I've got a black one. So what color was he? Yeah, I know I connected with him before. I'm just trying to get what color. Okay, he was the white one. Okay. I'm just gonna go quiet here for just a few, and we'll see if he'll pop over. He's just recently passed. Okay, so blue eyes. Let me see if I can get a hold of him because he might still be busy. A lot of times, once they've passed over, they get really curious about places that they couldn't see before. Um, but let me see if I've got any kind of a message from him. Got two other disappointed cats. I don't know if you have a black one and a ginger colored one, but yeah, they were really kind of cheesed off that they didn't get to have a reading today. Let me see if I can get a hold of the boy. I'm looking for Kobe, please. Kobe. Let's see if he can come through. Uh-uh. He says nope. So sorry. Yeah, he's just not that interested in engaging. He's just really he says he's busy. So I'm so sorry, Carl. Yep, yeah. Actually, that would explain it. Because yeah, he was kind of flipping me the bird. So you'll see. Sometimes their personalities just really do not change once they're on the other side. Um, his main thing was just simply, I'm not interested. Go away. He seems very happy though. He was laying down, looking around. So I would say that he's still assessing his options, checking things out. Sometimes whenever they're on the opposite side, they don't quite. With animals, I think they cotton on that they understand that they've passed over. But a lot of times, what they'll do, especially with kitty cats, is they don't have the physical limitations left, and so they'll kind of pause for about a week or so, sometimes a little bit longer, sometimes up to a month, and they'll be just checking things out that they physically couldn't. Like for example, my last boy, he was not allowed outside where I live now, but he had been an outside kitty cat. So the very next morning, whenever I was out taking care of my horses, he was still there and zooming past me just to check things out. I don't know if it's really around you. What he was showing me was like a dirt road, um, and then like jungle bushes, like banana leaves, palm fronds over the top of him. He was laying in the shade. So, I mean, it was still warm and everything, but that was the image that he was showing me, kind of like next to a dried out mud puddle. It was completely dry mud puddle. So, like, let me reframe that. Maybe like a small, shallow pothole in a pathway or a roadway. And he was laying just kind of underneath the shrubbery. Oh, big. That's interesting. But that was the image that he gave me, and then he flipped me the bird and basically said, "No, I'm going to just keep using polite language because, yeah, your boy could swear like a sailor, I'm afraid." Oh, okay. So he liked that space and he loved his freedom. That's your previous home. Oh, that's great. Well, he might have just been, yeah, yeah. Your boy had quite the vocabulary, very expressive. I'm glad. Oh, okay. Hypnicity, yes. My vertigo is lingering again. Any suggestions? Yes. So, right quickly, for anybody that is new to me, my name is Debbie Dement, and I learned animal energy healing. I was hands on Shiatsu for horse and rider back in 2003. And then in 2005, my heart horse Galahad came home to me. And so uh, we practiced with how far away can I be from you and still interact with your energy field. And the answer to that is you're very welcome, Carl. The answer to that is, of course, there's quite a distance that you can achieve with that. And we just played with it until we got much, much, much further apart. Obviously, it's the same thing as most energy healers know. It's timeless. You can actually reach around the globe, through the globe, out into the galaxy if you really so want. So, what we're going to do to start off with, to anybody that is listening, Hypnicity is talking about the vertigo and everything. Right now, we have some people that are experiencing some ascension symptoms. And so, vertigo, dizziness is part of that, as well as ringing in the ears. And sometimes even seeing things, you'll see like dazzling lights or shadow people is another one. And so, what I'm going to do to start off with for the people, what I thought we would do today is let's go ahead and do a bubble technique. And that way, everybody can kind of get in their own space, energetically speaking. Hi, Amanda Carroll. And then what we'll do after that is I'll just go ahead and I'm not going to do a full set of meridian balancing today, but what I'm going to do is kind of like what she's saying. I think it's ear related. We're going to we're going to get you started off with getting grounded, because whenever you first mentioned it, the very first thing that popped into my head was feet. And so sometimes by just moving the energy down from the upper chakras and down your back and in towards your feet, and let's get you grounded into Mother Earth, and we'll see if that can help. But yeah, if you've got anything in the comment section that you want to do, where you can just pop in, like my dog has trouble going on with the left knee, or gee, my right wrist is not so hot today. What I'll do is I will do the bubble technique first, and then we will check in and see where we're at. And then I'm probably just going to piecemeal clean and clear instead of doing an entire meridian clearing on absolutely everything. A lot of times I do the full set. So I'm just going to try this out today by dipping into a meridian clearing as needed. Okay? So we're going to start off with first, let's do energetic. We're going to get you energetically on the same page. See, for everybody that is now and on the replay, because this energy is timeless. And so multidimensionality, I just kind of want to get everybody on the same page. Tihe, ori, ora, mahaka watahi. Ite ingawa te tauhiri te oatawana. Waiutapu kita. Ite ingawa. Tafa nui drani tikatao, waiutapu kita. Iti ingawa, tafaya tama tua te tama, waiutapu kita. Tihe, ori, ora. Te e a u. I a be u o. Pu u a il ma el nu no to o ul un. A. It I o you ul o donna new ma I. Beautiful. So that gets us all in the same energy space. Now what we're going to do for the people, I just want you to look up. We're going to do a bubble technique. Most of you are just going to love this, especially if you're empathic. This is going to help big time. So just gently look up at a point on the ceiling over your head, and then just gently close your eyelids down and take a nice deep breath in. Pause, and then just let it out. Beautiful. Now imagine a light coming from above. Let it be whatever color it wants to be. Feel it touch the top of your head, bathing all through the top of your head, down around through your forehead, bathing your eyes, all around your ears, the back of the skull, bathing through your face, down your throat and jaw, into the clavicles, your collarbones, back of your neck, all through the neck. Just feel this coming all the way down, through the tops of your shoulders, off your shoulders, down your forearms, both elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, and off into Mother Earth. And the same energy is going to go through the tops of your shoulders into your chest space, all around the lungs, your heart, bathing in and around the heart. Now there's a small gap that happens behind the heart and the lungs. Let's fill that up with this really vibrant light, the same color. Just kind of turn up the volume there. Beautiful. Same color flowing all the way through your shoulder blades, down through your diaphragm, coming cascading down your back. Beautiful. We're going to power wash all through your tummy. Humans have this tendency to store all of our angst and our anxiety, our energy, and our emotions in our tummy spaces because we're busy in the world. Things to do. Good. So let's power wash all the way down through your lower back, your hips. Sometimes we don't move forward in the world and it gets energy stuck in and around our hips. Down through your thighs, your knees. Knees are another one. If we feel like we're not moving forward in the world, we're going to do some energy that's balancing between the two knees, left and right. Beautiful. And that same light is going to continue down through your calves, your shins, ankles, through your feet, and into Mother Earth. Now keep that light going. And Mother Earth is going to offer you another color from below. It can be the same color as you have coming from above or a completely different color. And feel this coming up through your feet, through your ankles, your calves, through your knees, your thighs, up through your hips, up through your tummy, up through the diaphragm, so that both lights are meeting in your chest space. Now have those two lights form a bubble in your heart and push that bubble out all the way around you and step right into that bubble and let that be 3 feet around you, 5 feet around you. You can even push it out 10 feet around you or more, but you'll feel it sneak into place. Now, especially for empathic people, you can set another color bubble around this first one if you like, to help protect you further so that it is only you and your higher frequencies coming from above and below in this space. Beautiful. That feels a lot better already. And that's just it. As you come back into your body and you open your eyes and come back in. As I said, for empathic people especially, that's going to help because sometimes we're picking up stuff from the outer world that's not even ours. And, we'll shove that into our bodies just as much as anybody else will. And so while we're in this space, I'm going to go ahead and reach out. Since hypnicity is having some trouble with the ears, I'm going to go ahead and just do some focused energy around the ears. And then you may feel me on your back and then points on the legs. But let's get started first with around the ears. There are some points that are in and around the ears themselves, just to be sure that the vertigo isn't coming from that. Wiggle your toes for me, hypnicity. That just kind of helps to remind you and to begin to move the energies around a little bit so that you're feeling grounded. Beautiful. And go a little bit further in. Grab some of the middle ear, because our balance point are actually from rocks that are in the middle ear. That tells us where we are spatially. Good. And then we're going to go down the eustachian tube a little bit. Beautiful. This doesn't happen very usually, but yeah, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Goodness. We're going to pause right there. And oh, I guess I don't get my water. Well, when you get the opportunity, hypnicity, be sure to get yourself a drink of water. And usually the energy will flow through me because I tend to be the easiest conduit for the energy coming and going. But yes, you can do sneezes, coughs, burping, yawning. Yawning is usually our most frequent for the energy moving. And also you can do this where your limbs will stretch out in strange, like you'll flex your toes or point with your arms. And that's another variation of the energy moving. And all of those are just signs that an emotion or something that's been stored in your body has been released into the bloodstream. That's why I was suggesting the water. And make sure that it is water that you're using to help flush anything out. And right now, I'm on the back around the kidneys and the adrenals. Someone just needs the extra support. Not surprised. We tend to have this go, 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 go out in the world, and everything is just overstimulated. So I'm just going to give those some TLC. Back of the knees. Just going to support a little bit on the sciatic, but also for the spleen. A little on the kidney. So these are two meridians that sometimes with the ringing in the ear, extra sugar in the diet can cause some stress on the spleen. This is just discussions about energy, not actual. This is not to diagnose, treat, whatever. This is just for entertainment and spiritual purposes only. But we're trying to get some of the excitation off of those two meridians, which would be the spleen and the bladder behind the knee, down towards Mother Earth. We're going to go to the outer side of both ankles. And then the ting points on the toes. Beautiful. You're very welcome. I hear you may need to stomp your feet. That might help. Wonderful. Okay. Does anybody have anything for their bees or kitties or birds or horses? Any of our animal family members? Or yourselves? Don't be shy. Okay. The other thing that we can do is you can just simply make your intent that whatever you need will come through. Okay, I'm working on somebody's shoulder blade on the right hand side underneath. So I would say stomach, some stomach upsets. Sure, we can do that. And as I'm working through, hypnicity is asking for arthritis also in my right thumb. Hi, Rossi. How you doing? Just feel free to hook into this energy because it will work on everybody universally. So let's say that your pup has something in front paw. They can also hook into the same energy and get the benefit as well. I'm just kind of dipping around today. I'm not actually doing a full set of the cleaning and the clearing on the meridians like I usually do. Hmm. Oh, sure. And you want it on the left shoulder. Beautiful. Hi, Miss Annie Bear. How you doing? Well, for the moment, we're on the right arm. Oh, that's fine. Thank you for joining me. I realized that this was truly impromptu. I know I was telling people on Tuesday that should my plans change, I was planning to come in either Thursday or Friday, but um, didn't get the opportunity till this morning. And unfortunately, needed to reschedule with Valerie at Illumination Portal. So we just decided to hop in here. Oh, that was good. Somebody on the right hand side just did a ton of popping. So we're still on the right hand side, going from the elbow. And we're aiming for the hands. Oh, goodness. Annie Bear Garden is clean up and so achy. Well, you just hook right into the energy, my dear. We also did a bubble technique earlier. That usually puts people to sleep. But it is really relieving in order to just be in your own energy too. Ooh, beautiful. Drinking water with some pink Himalayan salt. That's great. I'm on the right hand right now, right wrist and right hand. And then we're going to mirror this in just a second on the left hand side. Right elbow on the inner elbow. And coming back up into the armpit and the chest area, bringing the energy back up and in. Beautiful. Now I'm going to be on the left hand side, left shoulder blade. Whew, that was a nice release on somebody. Hi, Lori Hunsinger. How are you doing? Beautiful. You saw a rainbow. Somebody actually came through and chased a lot of my clouds away, unfortunately. We must be having somebody important coming to the Oregon coast on the weekend. I noticed that they scrub our clouds whenever they think somebody important is coming. Kind of sad. And now we're on the left elbow on the outside. Goodness, that was one big relief. Okay. Down the left forearm, the wrist, towards the hand. There. Okay, we're going to bring that back up the left inner arm, left inner elbow. Beautiful. And up into the left armpit. Great. Yeah, that feels a lot better. There we go. Beautiful. Hanny Bear, so hungry. Acclimating light codes, methinks. Yeah, that's one of the things that can certainly happen is you can get really hungry. The other thing is you can be really off your, you're just really not hungry or not really interested in drinking either. go both ways. But today, what we're doing is if you have something on you or your furry or feathered family members, I'm just kind of dipping into the meridians and pushing the energy around on the meridians. And the meridians, if you're new to me, the meridians are rivers of energy that flow in and around our body in a specific pattern. And what can happen is in our day to day life, we can have stagnant energy along these meridians, and it will cause the chi flow and eventually the blood flow to stagnate. And it causes some issues to arise then within the body itself. And so if we keep those nice and free flowing and clean and clear, that helps to optimize our bodies, and that certainly helps to release the older emotions. And you can see that with especially our animal friends. A lot of times they'll just roll over and go to sleep, and they'll be moving a lot freer afterwards. Feels good to be hungry. Not hungry for 3 weeks. Yeah, sometimes you begin to wonder if there's something going on with you, but it's just a process. Mhm. Right now, I'm working on the interior of the spine, mostly through the neck, but also the inner thoracics. There's usually a spot of the body that we can't reach. So it's kind of handy to be able to do this via energy work. Hmm. Somebody's got a headache going. See if we can help with that. Feels like atmospheric changes. So maybe a high pressure or a low pressure system coming through fast. So let's just get your bubble put around you and push that out a little bit further to help relieve some of the pressure on your head. Oh, that's better. It feels better. You're welcome. Okay. Well, hi Rush. How you doing today? We're just kind of working through everybody's energy systems right now. I'm just kind of dipping in and out for different problem areas. So if you have any problem spots, feel free to post for you or your family members. Furry, feathered, ponies, cattle. I'm actually going to get quiet here for just a second. I'm going to dip into the two cats that popped up whenever Carl was asking about his boy that passed over, because I actually had two impromptu kitty cats come rushing forward for me. So if anybody has, it's a solid orange ginger marmalade type kitty cat. I'm not seeing any white markings on that boy. And then the other one is a black kitty cat. Beautiful yellow eyes. I'm just going to get quiet for a second and see if they needed anything specific. No, just curious. Okay. That was fast and easy. I like to offer it if the animals come forward, because sometimes they feel like they're not actually invited into it. And most of the energy work I have is focused on them, because really they come through and they help us to process different things here. A lot of times they'll take on board our emotions and try to help to process it for us. That's a good release. There we go. And of course, some of them are old souls. They know what they're doing. They've been here before. And other ones are just really fresh here. They're new. They don't know anything about all this energy stuffs. But once they get a taste of it, they're pretty keen on it. They like the way that it feels. They like it. They like the balanced energy. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, Rossi, it might have been your baby then that I was working on. If that was the case, because it looked just like that one. Yeah, yellow eyes, black kitty cat. Yeah, she's golden. She's just here for the energy. Oh, you're welcome, Amanda. Yeah. Okay. Back up into somebody's headspace. Yeah, I know what it's like whenever when the weather systems change very quickly, which we're getting ready to go into equinox, you're welcome. And sometimes that can create the roller coaster for between our springtime, especially in the Midwest, for the United States, tends to be a clash of cold fronts and hot weather, and that can be very quickly moving, and that can sometimes cause headaches. Oh, and the ever present challenges of the molds or the pollen in the springtime. That's always fun because then everything blooms. hmm Yeah, somebody's got some sinus things going on right now. Most of the stuff's been human. I've been a little surprised, but most of our animal friends are just kind of hanging out on the edges today. Beautiful. There we go. Okay. Hmm. I'm getting somebody's horse coming forward. It's a bay, dark brown. So, yeah, just a second. Something to do with their feet. There we go. Yeah, the spinous sinus stuff spores are very high. Sometimes even just snorking water up your nose and then uh, pushing it back out can help to cleanse it. I think other people do it like a neti pot, but I gotta admit for myself, I can't really quite come to grips with the. I am not the most coordinated person, so I end up with like pool water all the way up into my high sinuses instead of doing it proper. But if you just inhale a little bit of the water and then snort it right back out, you can flush the pollen right out of those, out of your nose and out of the pre-sinus cavities. I'm right now. I'm working on somebody's horse. The front feet. Just gonna ground it. Just indicating ouchie on the feet. That could be frozen ground somewhere. I know we've had some sub-zeros, so that does make the ground really super hard this time of year, and that can make their feet tender. And the other thing is if they are getting into food that is too high in sugar, sometimes that can cause a metabolism problem that's called founder. This one feels more like it's from the frozen ground, though. So we're just going to get a little more supportive energy for the hooves. Yeah, I know. Hard ground is just plain old hard ground. Looking for something softer. It's kind of like getting a stone bruise. If you're walking barefoot and you end up with a stone bruise, just takes you a little bit to get over that. There you go, honey. You're welcome. You're very welcome. A wet washcloth. Yeah, even just washing your face can help. And yeah, it's nice to know that I'm not the only one. I can't coordinate for a nitty pot to save my soul. It's pathetic, but there you go. Can I help to stimulate the metabolism in people and pets? What I can do is work on your spleen meridian, and that usually will be the control for your sugar metabolism. And oftentimes, I find with it, the spleen is working overtime. So let's get that balanced right quick. So if your spleen is in overdrive, you can sometimes end up with a tender spot behind your knee on the interior, and sometimes under the knee on the interior. And one of the things as humans that you can do is to just, if you're seated or even laying on your back, you can point your toes towards your shins and then point them towards the ground. and then back up towards your shins and then point them down towards the ground. What that's going to do is that is going to activate your splenius muscles. It's on the interior of your calf muscles, and it's just a tiny muscle that sits in behind the shin bone. And it helps to work off some of the extra sugar that may be in your bloodstream that leads to some of the metabolism disorders. And again, this is just for entertainment purposes and spiritual purposes only. The things that I'm doing today are working with energy and the energy body. And even though these meridians have specific, like the spleen, I'm not actually working directly with that organ, but we are moving the energy on the spleen meridian right now to help take some of the stress off. Because let's face it, if you start looking at your foods, you're going to find sugar and various high fructose corn syrups and all kinds of various names of sugars in all kinds of foods. It's just been slipped in there a lot. And so you can actually have a lot more sugar in your diet than what you really even thought you were doing. Um, it's even common for them to inject a sugar broth into meat. So, it can be found in a lot of places. But you start looking around, you'll start noticing. Mhm. And we're going to bring that energy up. So I'm going to be on the abdomen and up underneath the collarbones. Somebody's dog just did a huge sneeze. Wow. I guess that worked. Here goes another sneeze. Wow. Looks like a terrier, like a Jack Russell Terrier, white with brown spots. It's grinning now. You're welcome, honey. Power sneezies, huh? Yeah. Terriers can be one of the hardest ones to keep out of the pantry because they go outside and then they discover everything is like a smorgasbord, constantly eating things that they probably shouldn't be eating. They're right up there with Labradors. Oh, there you go. You're welcome. Great. Ah, yeah, like Rossi's saying, I try to avoid the sugar. Yeah, and that's just it because you think that well, not think, you're intentionally going for reducing the sugar that you visibly can see. But once you start looking at some of your food items, it's kind of surprising all the different places that it gets put into. And you'll find if you begin flipping over your animal feeds as well, doesn't matter if it's a dog, cat, horse, they'll be slipping that sugar in there as well. And for those women that are attempting to lose weight, so 1 gram of sugar will physically hold on to 4 grams of water. That's the molecular composition of it. So just weaning or setting the amount of sugar in your diet aside can help you to release that water weight, which of course helps a lot. If you've got a lot of weight on your frame, it certainly will help your joints, your back, your knees, your feet. Yeah. Speaking of feet, somebody's feet's kind of achy a little bit here, so let's just get you some pampering around the feet. And on the horses, I'm hearing hawks. You are correct, honey. That is going to be your hawk. So someone's horse with a hind right hawk. Yep. And then it'll be the same thing for the dogs. Yep. There we go. Beautiful. Just a little bit of an extra boost there. Great. Okay. Does anybody have anything else that you would like to try to do today? Basically, I'm just letting everybody experience a little bit of my energy healing. And yeah, I always do try to keep it nice and gentle. And don't be surprised if you need to go off and have a nap afterwards. Although you'll find with the animals too, I've done this before, and it's like goodness, I'm not so sure, especially if it's a horse at competition. It's like I'm not so sure I want them that zoned out. Got to be keen for the competition, but you'll find that they kind of zone out, but they will come around quite quickly in order to go do their competitions, which is very beneficial because then they're not wasting their energy prior to going into the ring. I did. I put everybody asleep again. There we go. Okay. Well, the other thing that I wanted to share, I did share yesterday or day before yesterday because that was Tuesday. And normally I do share them on Valerie's at Illumination Portal. And so we are in one of the last 2 days of what's called tyranny in the Lemurian astrology. And so that is the sign of the hummingbird, which the essence of that is the tiny voice from heaven. And we will soon be going into the birth sign of Honumotu, and that is the sea turtle, the sign of the sea turtle. And the essence of that month, it'll be March 1st through the 28th, will be navigation. So a lot of the energies that we had and a lot of the information that we had coming in the month of February, we're going to be integrating that, and we will be navigating new energy as we come into the month of March. And of course, it's eclipse season, I believe. And so you'll be navigating that as well. I usually share that with Valerie's people. And so I wanted to just share that today as well. But primarily the focus today was on the MP3s, which is available through, there is a link in my description box below. So if you just go to wdement.com, if you like the energy work that I'm doing, um, there is one-on-one sessions that I am available for as well. And so if you were to go to wdement.com, you'll see those available for one-on-ones. And then there is also the MP3s, which is the energy that I'm doing currently. And I've placed those on species-specific MP3s. And you can use those then throughout your day. You can put them at the beginning of your morning to start your day off, or you can use them in the evening. They don't have to be played very loud because this is all on quantum mechanics that we're doing this. So it can be played at a very low volume. And you can even do that on the repeats. You can repeat it, especially if it's something that is a chronic situation, like say you've got an arthritic condition for one of your puppies, or your kitty maybe is struggling with a chronic tummy trouble. You can certainly put that on a loop as well. And there are 4 different ones that are available currently. There is cat, dog, horse, and human. You're so welcome, Rossi. Oh, that's so, so sweet. That's a really good idea, too. Thank you, Rossi. Amanda Carroll, she's saying as soon as she can, she'll get the MP3 for her dog Jack for when I'm gone. And that's a great idea, too, because you can certainly put this on a loop for them, and then you can play that in the background for them while you're away so that they're already emotionally calmer when you come back. I mean, obviously, they're still going to be super excited to see you whenever you return, but that certainly helps. I've had a lot of people, whenever it's been like fireworks season for the 4th of July, or I think it was at Guy Fawkes in the United Kingdom, people will put these MP3s on a repeat, and it certainly helps. Yay, 4444. There we go. Boom, 4444. How's that for an abundance number? Or what is it called? An angel number. That's one of the angel numbers. Beautiful. So we still have a few minutes if anybody would like to ask or for themselves or for their critters. No need to be shy. I'm going to see if I've got any critters that are coming forward as well. Sometimes they come in and they don't have a human attached to them. Let's see right quick. Reach out. No, I was feeling pretty well balanced. I'm not getting anybody extra. Okay. Does anybody have any questions or anything that you'd like to chat about? Primarily, the focus is on the energy healing, but I'm open to if you have any questions about the Lemurian energy or if you have any other outer questions as well. Usually, we wander a lot on my Tuesday shows, but quite happy to answer any questions. You know, I think I put everybody to sleep. Okay. Wonderful. Well, I really thank everybody for showing up here today. Really appreciate you being here. Yeah, I've been sleeping a ton, hopefully. Amanda Carroll, it's interesting too, because with this, I hear you as far as wondering and then kind of being concerned about the depression, but I don't believe so. The important thing is, of course, to take good care of yourself and to follow through on any of your, like vitamin D is an excellent source of help for if you're concerned about it being depression. Mushrooms are an excellent source of the vitamin D, and just simply going out for a walk can be helpful. But right now, a lot of people, we've been getting a lot of different photonic energy coming in from the central sun. And you'll see that from, they call them CMEs, which are coronal mass ejections from our regular sun. And that can really wipe you out, especially if you are sensitive to energy. It can take a bit for that to be integrated into your energy field. And the other thing is, a lot of us have, it's called ascension symptoms. And it's because the extra energy is coming in. And so we are going through and upgrading our own energy system. And that does, it's kind of like a little kid, they're constantly asleep. And that's the same with the puppies or the kitties or what have you. And that's because they're growing. And so it can sometimes take a bit to integrate with that. Hmm. Nice. Yeah. Yep. And you'll get the gains from that over time then. But if you're exposed to the sunlight at all, if you're worried about it being too hot, you can do it in the mornings and again in the evenings. But just a little bit of sunshine can also help with that as well. You're welcome. Yeah, the Schumann's been jumping all over the place. And yeah, timeline collapses as well. So it's been kind of exhausting just going through. It's been quite an interesting ride as far as the energy goes. And again, that's something that can affect your energy levels. So absolutely take good care of yourselves and rest if you can. Um, it's just a matter of uh, integrating what we've got coming in. Yeah, sunshine love. That will definitely help. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much for hopping on here. I'm sorry I wasn't over on Valerie's today, but I really appreciate everybody that's been able to come in here. And for everybody that has been lurking, I see you and I feel you. I'm glad that you were able to pop on too. And for everybody that's going to be here on the replay, thank you very much for stopping by. And if you would like, comment below. if you have anything else that you need help with. And whenever I see your comment, I'll be able to just send you out a little bit of extra energy for that particular, um, yeah, that particular issue. Okay, everybody. I will see you then again next Tuesday, I think is the next schedule that I have. So I will see you next Tuesday for 10:10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for our Oracle card read for Lemuria. And we will have another live chat at that point. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. You have a great weekend. Bye.